It's always crazy to me. Adam Yauch's been dead over 10 years now. I always think it's more recent than that, but as of a couple of weeks ago, beginning of May, he'd been dead for 12 years. Beastie Boys are going to drop a 30th anniversary Ill Communication reissue. Sure Shot's the track that leads the whole thing off. It's going to have 12 extra songs. It's going to have remixes and B-sides and rarities and all kinds of stuff. There has been a through line in today's show, and not necessarily planned, but, well, the Beastie Boys I had planned, and the Eminem I had planned. Too Short I didn't have planned.
There you go.
Pale Tone I didn't have planned.
Glad I could be here to help.
To facilitate. What are your thoughts on the Beastie Boys? Did they ever scratch you? They were more of like a dude band, I think, for people that were, but also it's certainly not the way they wanted to get there with Adam Yauch dying. But the fact that they're not currently active is probably good news for them. Because even towards the tail end of their tenure as a band, people were loving digging up all the old Beastie Boys stuff and throwing it in their faces. Because it was very, like, misogynistic and all that. It was like late 80s, right?
And these guys were kids.
They were kids, yes. And became, obviously, different guys. And, you know, I don't know when people stopped letting artists grow and evolve, right? I know that's part of the whole, like, kind of grievance machine is not letting you keep people in amber, right?
Yep.
And like whatever they did that you don't like, they've never gone beyond that.
Well, I think that was Eminem's whole point of Houdini. Like, there's so many albums that he came out with. People were like, it's awful. Like, take us back to the old M. So that's why I like this song.
But is it true that he never said the N-word in anything?
No, I mean, yeah,
Eminem?
He never.
Yeah, no.
He never dropped the M-bomb.
I mean, it certainly
Said
seems
a lot
like
of other stuff, but not the N-bomb.
It certainly seems like that's a guy who could have done that, even though he's a white dude. Like he would have gotten that, you know, imprimatur from like his peers or what. I don't know. Again, I don't know his catalog chapter and verse, but I know a lot of it, and I never heard any of that. But Bill Squire Friday Get Down. That's a little over an hour away. Bridget Linton is soldiering on.
I'm here.
She's from 1 to 10. Your hangover is where?
It's getting worse.
Thursday, it's getting worse.
That's what it's weird. Like, honestly, yesterday when I was singing my heart out at Cocky's for karaoke.
Yeah.
I never had a hangover like that when I was 26.
Yeah, it's weird. I usually don't either.
Do they call it karaoke?
They should.
I mean, it's there.
I'm going to pitch that. Yeah.
Okay.
But I kept saying, I'm like, yeah, and really, I don't have a lot going on tomorrow. I have like one call in the morning, and then I'm going to be on the radio show at 2. And I felt great all day today. I had a call at this, and then like 3 o'clock, it just really smacked me in the face.
You know what it is?
What?
It's the talking.
Maybe.
It's the incessant yammering that we have to do here.
Yeah, maybe you're not hungover. Maybe you're just hanging out with Alan and I.
I think I'm hungover, but
That's what's doing it.
Under normal circumstances, I would take responsibility for ruining someone's day, but not after a night of drunken karaoke.
Yeah, and this is the best part of my day. I'm enjoying it. I just have to take little naps.
Yeah.
Which, Bill, I saw a notification. Did you take a picture of me sleeping?
Why don't you look?
Oh, come on. That's
it's not a picture, it's a video.
Oh.
A video.
Just a nice little zoom in. I demand answers from Cocky's Bagels.
I'm not a very attractive sleeper, I will say. I look mad.
You just look like you're resting your eyes.
Yeah, well.
So what you're saying is that when someone's sleeping next to you, they've never told you that. They've never stared at you
and said, yeah, you're an ugly sleeper or a mean sleeper, but
a mean sleeper?
Well, I look mean in that video.
I didn't see it.
You guys would like to check it out.
Well, no, you're just sitting there with your eyes closed. Yeah, I mean, I
am truly resting my eyes.
Yeah. Right, resting your eyes. All right.
But I'm here. No one would know if I didn't say it, right?
True. And nice that he got your consent.
Yeah,
that's the most important part.
Hey,
that's the most
you're
important
in the studio.
part.
You're here.
It's a free game.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, by the way, I mentioned that 30th anniversary of Ill Communication, they've already dropped some of those B-sides and those rarities, and they sound awesome. I mean, they go way back, but they sound really good.
I ran to the supermarket late last weekend. I hit the record button on my sound recorder, and I just can't just blurting out the words in my head, saying boom, boom, boom.
So, again,
Really good.
artists, when they evolve,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing.
He's right up there with me singing Cher.
Alan, the first day I ever listened to your show was when Bill was puking drunk with a hangover. I've been listening ever since.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
See?
that's
Breaks
what
the point.
got, Bill puking into the big can liner. Oh, what a day that
Great
was.
concert. It was a great time.
That was after the
See,
Tool show.
I was at in a suite for the Tool show.
Unlimited alcohol. I get
Yeah,
it.
unlimited.
What were you drinking?
I drank. So I started drinking tequila before the show. Like did some shots, and then I just like paced myself with beer. So like after the show, I was just okay. Like I
Yeah.
was fine. But then we went to a third location.
Ooh.
So like started at the foundation room, drank some there, then went to the show, drank quite a few beers during the show, but nothing crazy. But then we went to East End afterwards in Lakewood and was hanging out with my friend Ashley, and she was the one that got us into the suite. We just,
One thing led to another.
we closed the bar down that night, and a lot of shots after that.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I need to just not do shots.
Well, you just got to do less shots.
When I didn't last night, I think I only did one.
What was the shot of?
Casamigos.
Okay.
That's
So
pretty
just
good.
So I
straight-
think that's
straight
where
to
I
the
went
choice.
wrong because I
Yeah.
was doing vodka martinis.
Yeah.
I only had 2 of those. And then switched
Yeah,
to
but-
high noons and then tequila. Like
Okay,
it's
but
just,
vodka
You were all
marti-
over the place.
martinis,
A lot of
yeah,
mixing,
that's a lot
yeah.
of mixing, but also vodka martinis. That's a strong drink right there. That's
Yeah.
like 2 full shots.
But
of
it was
alcohol.
dirty and spicy, and you thought
Dirty.
that was going to
Yeah.
let you off.
I thought the honestly,
the
I thought
opposite
the
effect.
blue cheese stuffed olives were gonna save me. They did not. They did not.
Hey, I love
Boy,
the
nobody's
blue
ever
cheese
uttered
stuff
that
off.
line before. I was drinking all night, and I thought the blue cheese olives were going to save me.
Yep,
that's- yeah,
sure
that's-
did not.
Yeah.
Those 2 martinis are going to sneak up on you, and then you add another shot on top of that, and then you're pacing it with some high noons.
Yep.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
I was
That-
raging.
That's
But
hey.
I acted like I was forever 21.
mm-hmm.
I drink so infrequently now that it doesn't take much. I'm a cheap date
Oh, that's
because
nice.
it's like my second grader, her last day of school was yesterday. And a couple streets over from us, the people who live on that street every year do this big end of school thing where there's an ice cream truck and the kids are running around and everybody's spraying shaving cream and so I go to meet my wife and my child when I leave here, and the thing's been going on, right? And the adults are standing around drinking.
Yeah.
It's on their lawns or whatever, and so I kind of mosey up, and I don't know a lot of people, but they know me. And
Famous.
so I'm introducing myself and whatever, and my wife's got a backpack there, and it's got High Noons and White Claws in it, and so I grab one, and I'm drinking one. I'm like, it's pretty, I'm having conversations with people. We're just talking about whatever, and then I have a second one. And we're walking home, and I'm like, wow.
You felt tipsy
Yeah.
after 2 high noons.
Yes.
That is.
Because I
See,
don't.
I'm trying to get Bridget to do the hair of the dog,
Oh no.
and I feel
No
like
way.
that'll put her right back where she needs to be.
Nope.
But just the idea of it makes her a little.
Yeah, a little woozy.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, I think that giant can is intimidating too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know where it went, but
I'd put it back in the fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Also,
did.
those have been
He
sitting
knew I
there
was
for
not-
like 2 years. I knew if she tried to drink that, I'd say, no, I actually don't drink that.
Remember that
No,
time
those aren't that
I-
old. I don't think those are from like a party that just happened. I think.
No, but the Labatt Ices
Yeah.
are from a while
Oh, they
ago.
are really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember that one time you guys let me drink one of the iced Dunkin' Donuts coffees, and I'm like, this tastes kind of funny, and expired in like 2021. I'm like, thanks guys.
Yeah.
For
Well,
letting
I
me
didn't know about that. 2021.
It was in that little fridge you have over there. I'm like, oh, I could use a little pick me up.
Oh, the little
Yeah.
Yeah,
green
and
room
I did. I was like,
fridge,
oh, this
yeah.
kind of tastes weird. Now it's like, well, check the expiration date. I'm like, yep, 2 years ago. Makes
Uh-huh.
sense.
Oh boy. Well, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Never go with a hippie to a second location, right? Did Jack Donaghy teach us nothing?
Right.
Hey, here's another kind of shot. You guys hear about the slingshot shooter, this old guy?
What?
Okay, so there's this guy who's 81 years old, and they had been trying to figure out for a long time this quiet neighborhood in L.A. that had been getting terrorized for years because somebody was constantly firing off a slingshot, like a wrist rocket. When I was a kid, this is what every single kid I knew had one. You had these wrist rockets, right? They were made of metal. They had padding for your forearm. You just got these giant pulls on these rubber things. And they didn't know what the hell was going on in this neighborhood. People had complained for the better part of a decade that there were ball bearings in the neighborhood. They would have dents in their cars. Their windows would be cracked. There'd be pockmarks in their property, tiny metal ball bearings. And obviously everybody thinks it's like a kid or something. And it was this old guy who I guess was just sitting in his yard, 81-year-old guy. And they finally figured out what was going on, a guy named Raymond King. And they arrested him. And they search his house. They find a slingshot. They find tons of ball bearings. And they're like, this guy didn't really have any motive. He would just,
just a dick.
Ascertained that he was just sitting in his yard and just ball bearings into the air. And obviously nobody knew where they were coming from. So they scooped this guy up. And while they process him or whatever, and while he's awaiting the litigation that's going to come from this, he's at home, and he is dead.
No.
They went to go check on him at his house, 81. Because this is L.A., this guy had a tiny bungalow that they said was worth $640,000.
Incredible.
Yeah. And they found him dead in his home yesterday.
Did he just die in his sleep, or was it?
They don't know. I'm thinking that
Slingshot suicide?
This was what kept him going. He
Took
loved
it away from
this.
him. Died of a broken heart.
Yeah, he did die of a broken heart. This was, obviously, he wasn't, once it's in the air, he doesn't know what's happening. He doesn't know where it lands. So they went to his house to check on him. They said there were no signs of trauma or foul play. And he died from natural causes. He is dead, 81 years old. The serial slingshot shooter. He's gone. And has opened up some prime real estate in a very quiet and leafy neighborhood there in L.A.
At least he went out on a high note. People are talking about him. Here
Yeah.
we are in Cleveland, Ohio.
So all the people in this neighborhood were finally so happy that they figured out what happened and scooped this guy up. Because people were like, we know who this guy is. We've never once seen him with a slingshot. We don't know. He never shot anything at us. And people were like, we would just find BBs on the ground. We didn't know. And it was this guy. And he is now deceased.
R.I.P.
You were a real one.
Yeah.
Yep. Out there with the BBs.
The serial slingshot shooter.
His dirty hobby cost us $700, said one of his neighbors.
Ooh.
They broke the back window of my husband's car. And people would find marks on their property and their vehicles.
I wonder how they finally cracked the case and figured it out.
I don't know.
Because no one would suspect an 81-year-old man to be
No,
doing it.
he was due back in court on June 17th. He was released on his own cognizance. But he was barred from, this is what I don't understand. He was barred from going within 200 yards of his own home, except to pick up medications. But they found him in his house, dead. So this guy, man, he was an outlaw to the end. Hey, you can't go in your own house. Yeah, but that's where all my ball bearings are.
I love your old man impersonation.
Hey,
So good.
hey, my slingshots in there, all my ball bearings. I learned that voice from my dad. He still speaks to me occasionally.
Hello, this is your father speaking from the Alexa.
How's your mom's new boyfriend?
Shut up, Bill.
Oh. Sore subject?
She doesn't have a new boyfriend.
Oh.
Are they keeping it casual?
Shut up. My mother My mother will remain undefiled.
You don't have to call him dad.
She has no
Why would
interest-
that be defiling her? She's an adult woman.
Ask
that wants
her.
to
I
do-
don't know.
I'm not going to call him dad, ever.
Even if there's a
Ever.
fire.
Even if there's a fire.
That's right. No, I don't know. I don't think she's got anything to do with anybody. And
She's
that's
keeping
fine.
it quiet.
Yeah, she's keeping it on the DL.
On
as
the
kids say,
DL?
as the kids say.
As you kids say.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I'm sure she's got a lot of men sliding into her DMs.
She doesn't have DMs.
Yeah, she does. She's on Facebook.
Oh,
Facebook.
sliding into the messenger.
She never even
Yeah.
got around to posting a photo of herself. It's just that silhouette,
Yeah.
just so she can. She just wants to post
The
Trump
men her
memes.
age, they're gonna be like, ooh. Yeah, that's all the post a Trump meme.
Yeah.
Like, I like the way you vibe on the politics. Let's see what else is going on.
Mm.
I guess so. Well, if that's what's going on, I have not been apprised of that yet.
Does your mom tune in to the show?
No,
No.
no.
I tell my mom not to.
I just realized I did not tell my parents. They're going to be very sad.
Oh, to tune in?
Yeah, they usually tune in. You know, they're
That's the-
retired. They got nothing else to
I
do.
was
They
gonna
just
say-
want to sit around for 4.5 hours and listen to us.
That's the beauty of not being. Most of my career has been in places I'm not from.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna. Family's not gonna complain about something I said. I'm not getting hit up by people I went to high school with. I mean, when I went back to
Usually what
Chicago, and I was
happens
on here.
is
That's what happened.
Somebody will say something to somebody that we're related to. Be like, oh, they're talking crap about you, and we'll say some inane thing or make some stupid joke, and then they're like, oh, I heard you saying something about me. It's like, no, even if we were, who cares?
Well, fortunately, there's no room for hearsay because we have recorded media
True.
Yeah.
that we can play back and go,
Yep.
this is what I said. I didn't say anything that wasn't true.
Right? I did. Last time I was on the show, I got a text from one of my good friends from high school, and it was a screenshot of her husband texting her. He's like, okay, I have a very random, inappropriate story/question for you. Are you ready? And she was like, okay, yeah, give it to me. He's like, so Bridget was on the show that I listened to every day, and she was talking about someone from our high school that claimed they are a virgin but still did anal. Do you know who that she's talking about? And so I let my friend know. I said, sure do. I'll
And he's
tell you
like, I
exactly
figured
who.
I'd hit her up.
So you never know who's listening.
Yeah.
Right.
And I forgot.
Who was that girl again that you said they did?
Yeah,
that?
who
Oh,
was
okay.
that?
I'm gonna go the Alan birthday route, and I will never slip up.
Taught you well.
Yes.
Hey, Mary.
Hello,
God.
Alan.
My screen just says
Mary.
Mary. Yeah, hello. Mary Santorum. Hello.
Hi, Mary Santorum. This is
Hello,
Bridget's first
hello.
time, I think.
Yeah, I don't know who this is. Oh.
Well, I just wanted to call and introduce myself and say hello to the beautiful Miss Bridget Linton. Hello, Bridget.
Oh, hello. What is your real name?
This is Mary Santorum.
Oh,
Torum.
Torum.
When Mary Santora's gone, Mary Santorum
Got it.
goes out and tours. She's also a comedian.
Great.
Uh-huh.
So lovely to meet you.
Bridget, I wanted to tell you that I also love Irish dance. My grandfather, Fiona, taught me. She was a wonderful dancer.
Oh, wow. Can you do a little Irish jig?
Well, I can Kaylee your hornpipe
Oh, there
off
you
if
go.
you really want to know.
That's impressive. We will have to link up at the Hibernian Club sometime.
Yeah, Mary Santorum, of course. Santorum, a great Irish name. Who could miss that part?
Bridget, did Bill ever tell you what his favorite dance move was? The waffle stomp?
No, he did not.
Maybe he can explain it to you.
No?
The waffle stomp is. Thanks, Mary. Have you ever maybe had like a little accident in the shower and a little poop falls
You
out
are
your
not
butt?
going to find any common ground here explaining this
And
to Bridget.
you just stomp it down the drain. It's a waffle
Ew.
stomp.
Wait, that like happens? People just like go poop in the shower?
Not people. Bill does.
Bill!
Well, I have a story about how I.
Bill, I'm like judging you right now.
You should.
This is disgusting.
It is.
Like peeing in the shower is one thing. Pooping? Ew, Alan. What is going on?
The story is that I pooped into my hand and threw it into the toilet because I didn't want to stomp it down.
You've got to blame Mary Santora for
welcome.
for bringing this foul wickedness into our
I
lives.
know, Mary. We're not really off to a great start if you're making Bill tell these stories. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
I thought we're off to a wonderful start, actually.
Wow.
That's not very, but Mary. That's not very ladylike of you.
She's a modern woman.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was really something.
Bridget, one more quick question. What are your thoughts when it comes to boogers? Are you an eater like Bill?
Bill, you eat your boogers too?
Yeah, I'm gross.
You are so gross. No, I think me and Bill are very different when it comes to pooping, puking, and boogering.
Do you pick your nose, though?
No, I get a tissue.
That's what I'm the crazy one on this show because that's what I said. Mary
No one
and Bill
said
eat
you
their
were crazy
boogers.
for it. We just owned up that we do it.
Oh, okay.
Alan, as you
got
know,
shells
Yes,
over
Mary.
I do a lot of stand-up with my comedic troupe, the Bombers, okay?
Yes.
But lately I've been working on a screenplay that I think would be perfect for Mary Santora. It's called Funny in Cleveland.
Yes.
Get it?
A takeoff on this show, Hot in Cleveland.
Well, it's like Hot in Cleveland, only funny. Get it?
Yeah, I get it. Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, Mary.
Alan, I want to thank you for taking my call, Bridget. It was so nice talking to you. So sorry I disgusted you with Bill's hygiene. But I can't wait
These
to
are,
talk
like,
to you in the
rare
future.
Well, I
And you guys
appreciate
have
it.
a great weekend.
All right,
okay?
Thank you, Mary. Nice
Mary.
to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Stink! Thank you. There's Mary Santorum, who's going on the road this summer with her group, the Bombers.
It's good to be Bill Squire. It always feels right when he's in the spotlight.
She is a talented woman, isn't she?
Does it all.
Man, thoroughly modern Millie.
You
as it
never
were.
picked your nose.
What?
You never picked your nose.
I'm sure I did as a kid, but like
Not
as an
as-
adult.
aren't
As
you
an
still
adult, you
pretty
don't
much an
put a
adult?
raw finger in there. You
Yeah,
get a
I knew
Kleenex.
I-
Plenty
you didn't say
Plenty
raw
of people
too.
do. Plenty
Raw
going.
finger.
Plenty of people going raw.
Raw dog your nostril.
Ew. I mean, I'm like sure you like do one of these, like, oh. But then again, if you feel something, you get a tissue.
You ever do the
What if you
farmer
don't got a
pole where you
tissue?
just block the thing and push it out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But into
Again,
a
with
Kleenex.
it, yes, with-
yes,
With
you and me
the tissue,
both.
Yes.
Yep.
Sometimes you don't got a Kleenex. Sometimes you just gotta, and sometimes the Kleenex gets in the way.
You need fine motor skills. You're
I
working
mean,
with a smaller area of.
You get them crusty, crunchy ones.
Ooh.
It's better to use. a
Bill, that
finger.
is sick. You actually put it in your mouth
Oh yeah.
and like chew it.
No, you just kind of swallow it down like a pill.
Okay, I just want to know why.
Because where else is it gonna go?
Into a tissue.
Again, tissues aren't around.
The argument, if there can be one that's made, the argument is, hey, it came out of my body. Why can't I put it back into my body?
It's moved less than an inch, if you really think about it.
Like, can't you just like
it's really.
flicker it on the ground or something?
Well, sometimes you'll do like, if you're driving, you'll roll and flick it out the window.
Oh,
But sometimes
You'll roll and flick.
Sometimes you just, and there it is, and it's gone.
that is foul. Does your girlfriend know you do these things?
Yeah, she don't care.
Oh, okay.
She helps.
She's sticking her
She
raw
thi-
finger up your
She
own nose.
also thinks it's disgusting, but
He's like, your hands
She
are
accepts you for
she,
you.
She can't help it that she
your
loves
hands
me.
are daintier than mine. Did you get up there and
She already fell in love, so she's got to deal with it.
Do you guys say
some
I love you already?
Yeah,
spelunking?
I mean, it's
What?
been since October.
Well, that I don't know.
That's pretty. How fast
Now
do you
who's
say
puking?
I love you?
Oh, I don't.
You've never said I love you to anybody?
Yeah, I did in that one toxic relationship, but I don't think I meant it. Like I just was like, I'm supposed to do that.
said it and didn't mean it?
Yeah, I was young.
Really? Well, I mean, you're
How
young
old
now.
were
I
You're
you?
know
only
I'm young now, but
26.
I'm talking like I was real young, like
12,
early
no,
20s.
20.
Yeah,
Oh.
earlier 20s. Now I'm pushing
Not-
late
not
20s
mid-
now.
Yes.
At the 26 range.
Yeah.
Wait, so how many months in did you say I love you? And were you the first one to say it?
I was the first one to say it.
Okay.
I said it in April.
And what was like the moment that you were like, oh, I love this girl?
He had just finished.
she just eaten one of my boogers.
And you were like, this is the one for me.
Uh-huh.
Just did a little stomp of the poop down the
Yeah,
drain.
just-
She picked your nose and you said,
I don't do the waffle
Love you.
stomp. That's the other option.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
No, we just had a good time together, and
yeah.
it was just like a nice
Did it
night.
slip up or did you like plan it? Like,
no,
oh,
no,
I'm
I
gonna tell
planned
her
it.
tonight.
Like, it was like, I was like, well, we had gone on vacation. We went on a trip for my birthday, and it was actually so I think it was actually in February that I said it, and it was just like after a week, we had gotten back, and then she'd come over, and we just had a nice night, and I just was like, hey, this is how I feel. And
I think I love you.
Yeah. And she said, yeah, me too.
Wow. That's rom-com right there.
Sucking it dry.
And that too.
That's a lovely story.
Yeah, no, she's a
I would love to get sucked up.
She's beautiful.
She's great, yeah.
Beautiful. She can
What is
sing.
she? I've never seen her. What does she look like?
I'll show you.
I saw a video of her singing. I was like, oh, good-looking lady.
Oh, well, I expect nothing less from young Bill Squire.
How did you meet? Via dating app?
Bumble, actually.
Bumble?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a dating app for people who run apiaries.
Yeah.
I've got to
never
take a
done
break. If you want to get a text in, 35192. Bridget Linton sitting in for Mary today. Bridget _Linton 8. And now she's been fully inaugurated with Mary Santora checking in. And
Feel very part of the show now.
man, just filling your head with all kinds of amazing scenarios. And we'll be back after these.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart device. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show.
On iHeartRadio.
The biggest stars in the universe
Are on a collision course.
with one stage. Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.